So, following on from the recent course on the 24, I thought it was a good idea to make a video looking at that little routine we created where we used the first 5 moves going one way and then the other and then the other and then the other. I'll do it without any narration and then I'll talk you through the moves so you can follow along. To begin with, just checking that I'm somewhere in picture. I think I probably want to be there. Okay. So without narration. At the end there, I just did that to close off. That's not part of the form, that's just me closing it off neatly. Not necessary, but you can always do that. Right, I want to show the opening move a little bit more clearly. Of course, going backwards and forwards, it tends to get cut off at the edges, I think. So from the front view, having gone up and down, what we're doing is turning slightly to the left, coming back towards the front as we draw in, and then stepping to the left. A couple of ways of doing it. Let's just see, let's just come over here a little bit, and let's go back a little bit. So, you step out. The hands come up, they come in ever so slightly, they go down as you bend the legs, you turn the waist. And then you turn the waist back, lift the leg, step, turn. That's one way. The other way of doing it is from here, turning to the left, drawing in, putting the toe down to keep your balance, then stepping round to the left. As you step round, the toe of the right foot turns round so you're not twisting your knee. Okay, I will now go through that little routine a couple of times, and I will add some audio instruction in. First thing, I'll come back to teach this. First thing, I'm going to say start feet together. Doesn't mean the feet actually have to be touching. I think I've talked about this before. I'm ever so slightly knock-kneed as opposed to bow-legged. So that if I put my feet completely together, my knees rub, and that's a little bit uncomfortable. Because you want to relax at the beginning, it is better if I maintain, about 1.5 centimetres distance between my feet, because that lets my legs be together but not pushing together. Relaxing at the beginning of a form is critical. Okay, let's go back and let's add some more little bits of information. So I get that foot position I like. I try and get my balance right at the beginning. So I don't want to be leaning to the left, I don't want to be leaning to the right, I don't want to be leaning forwards, I don't want to be leaning back. I want my body upright, I want the weight over the centre of my feet, and I want the legs just ever so slightly relaxed. Not bent, that comes later, but I don't want them locked out. I'm not a soldier on parade. Shoulders relaxed in a neutral position, hands hanging down by the side. Breathing in and out through the nose, if you can. Relax. Begin, bend the right leg a little, lift the left heel. Step the left foot out, putting the toe down first. Or the ball of the foot down first. Tuck the pelvis under, let the arms come up. You only tuck the pelvis under a little bit, by the way. Arms come in a little bit, and then you sit down and back as your hands come to waist height. Turn slightly to the left. Draw the left foot in as you turn back to the front. Step and turn to your left, which is now to the front of the screen. Drawing back, the left toes come up. Turn slightly to the left, about 15 to 30 degrees. Step through part wild horse's mane. So now the rear foot, the left foot, is in an angled natural position without the knee being twisted. Draw back, pivot slightly to the right, step through. Half diagonal step with the rear leg, put the weight into the right leg. White crane spreads wings. Talk about that a bit more in a minute. Stepping the left foot out and forward, so out to the left and forwards, brush knee and push step. You only take it out a little bit, but it's because white crane you will have drawn it in. Both hands up to the left as you turn the foot to the left, stepping forwards. Draw back, pivot to the right, step forwards. Half diagonal step, strum the glute. Now here, turn the waist to the left, turn the foot to the left. Step round so your feet are hip width apart. I'm just going to step back so it's easier to see me on camera. Up, down, turn, draw in, step. Draw back, pivoting to the left, step through. Draw back, pivoting to the right, step through. Diagonal half step, hold ball, throw it up in the air, right hand goes up, left hand pats the dog and you reposition your left foot onto the ball of the foot. Circling the hand, stepping the left foot forwards and slightly out to the left, pushing with the right hand. Drawing back, pivot to the left, both hands go up, step the right foot through, push with the left hand. Draw back, right toe lifts off the floor, turn slightly to the right, hands come up, step through, push with the right hand. Diagonal half step with the rear leg, strum the loop. Turn to the left, step in. I'm doing that little bit, which you can either add in, so you can either do that, or just as you turn, you can just come to a play the piano position with the legs bent. Either is okay. Turn, off we go again. Here, as I draw back and pivot to the right, I start to turn my right hand over so that when I step through, I'm holding the ball with the palms facing each other. White crane. Draw back, toe lifts off, turn. Step through, push with the left hand. Draw back, pivot. Push. Diagonal half step. Strum the loop, all the weight on the right leg. Pivot. Turn to the left. Here I'm holding the ball. I'm not holding the ball. I'm playing the piano already, so I just carry on. I don't need to do the opening move. I put my toe down there because my balance wasn't quite right. Never be afraid to listen to your body and adjust what you're doing. Step, strum the loop. Now once I turn around, I'm going to do a couple of iterations quietly, and I'm going to try and make it a little bit more fluid. Now I'm going to close. As I say, that's not part of the 24, but it just works in this instance. Let me think. Obviously, in the last session we did that, but then we added in, after strung the loop, the 4 repulsed monkeys, grass swallow's tail, the turn, and grass swallow's tail to the other side. But I don't think that was as problematic as flowing through the first 5 moves. If you feel you need a video on repulsed monkey and grass swallow's tail, let me know and I will be delighted to provide you with one. Okay, enjoy.